So what are we talking about? 5-MeO DMT. Anytime I say 5-MeO DMT, it gets confusing for folks. I know we had a gentleman earlier talking about NN-dimethyltryptamine. It gets a little confusing. I know Hamilton Morris was here. Maybe he's still here. Please don't throw a shoe at me if I wreck this, right? But 5-MeO DMT, 5-methoxyl NN-dimethyltryptamine. The confusing is traditional DMT, which I'm going to refer to it as, is also called NN-dimethyltryptamine. So for tonight's conversation, I'm going to break them into two just to simplify it. We don't refer to it just purely as 5-MeO, even though I may throughout the conversation to keep it short because there's other tryptamines in the 5-MeO class. So depending where you're at, saying 5-MeO cannot be enough information. And obviously saying DMT just creates a lot of confusion. So when I'm having conversation with people about DMT, it usually is in the NN-dimethyltryptamine or again, traditional DMT. Most folks have done that, understand it's more of a visual experience. It's the DMT that Terrence McKenna and Joe Rogan have popularized. I'm talking about 5-MeO DMT. Now, chemically, they could be more different. And just to break down from an experiential standpoint, it's the 5-HT1A receptors for 5-MeO that's being more impacted versus traditional psychedelics is the 2A receptor. And I think, again, just from my experience, that this is what's causing this dramatic difference in the experience. So when we're having conversations at DMT, this is the most important part of this conversation, I think, because as we continue this conversation outside of this space, which I'm sure that we will, I want to make sure that we're talking about the same thing, because I did have a lot of folks come up and say, I've done DMT. And I'm like, well, what'd you see? The what else? We're talking about a different thing. 5-MeO is just a completely embodied experience, in my opinion. It, to me, if you ask me what it is doing, I feel it resembles a near-death experience. All right, folks are not present. There's not very heavy visuals with it. It is purely an embodied experience, which makes it very difficult to explain to people what's happening with it.